Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about cards that I am targeting in the effort that maybe you can help me find them, or maybe you have them and you're looking to sell them. I'm here for you, friends. Stick around. We'll talk through it more.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Hello to all my sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends. It is another day. It is another card video. We are back again. How is everybody doing?
I feel pretty good too. I think I finally got some sleep. I don't know why. I just feel pretty good.
Hope it has been a great week so far. We actually have some sort of like holiday party we're doing at our house. And there's going to be about 50 people else tomorrow. So not really feeling like I'm quite ready for that. This is something that my wife had set up. So, we will see how it ends up going. We've got enough food to feed the whole town, I think. These Italian ladies trying to feed the whole damn neighborhood.
Yes, exactly. But it's
all right, if you are new here, you're looking for daily sports card collectible style content, you're here. You have made it. Please hit the big red button down below, the subscribe button. We will continue on. We will continue bringing that content. Also, connect with me on IG at SportsCardDad, and I'm also on Twitter, the SportsCardDad. Big shout out to today's video sponsor, Drip Marketplace. Got to check them out. Live streaming platform, a lot of fun, all sorts of different types of collectibles on the platform. Love the variety there, whether it be sports cards, non-sports cards, comic books, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, all the stuff. I will put a link in the video description as well as a pinned comment giving you $15 off your first purchase. Check out Drip today. All right, guys, I am having a lot of fun kind of working this kind of lower to mid-end card section. I'll explain what I'm doing. I have talked about it on live streams here previously, but I am looking for cards not always easy to find. I'll start with the first set, the first, I guess, kind of bucket of cards that I'm looking for. 3 players, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. You guys know Drew Brees is my big PC guy. I'm a huge New Orleans Saints fan. And so what I'm doing now is I'm looking at 2012 to 2018 Prism products, mainly Prism Select Optic, and I'm looking for just cool, lower numbered type stuff. And also just silver prisms are not numbered, but I just love the look of the silver prisms. And so I've been targeting those guys really. I look at these 3 quarterbacks as kind of really these generational talents that we have. And I know there's a few other names you could throw in as well. So I'm not discounting other players, but I'm locked in on Brady, obviously the GOAT. There's no denying it. But Rodgers and Brees, a lot of people say like, why those two? They only have 1 ring. But the thing about those two is Brees is an absolute saint in New Orleans. He brought the first Super Bowl for our team and set all sorts of records while he was in New Orleans. He actually set a lot of these passing records, and then Tom Brady ended up breaking them later, just out of longevity's sake, was able to break them. But if Brees could have played till 45, it'd probably be neck and neck battling out these passing records. So, you've got Brees, and also Brees played consistent, dominant football in one place for 15 years in the same way that Aaron Rodgers has. So you could say like, Matt Stafford's got a ring. Trent Dilfer's got a ring. Brad Johnson's got a ring. Yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks that have rings, but there's not a lot of quarterbacks that have put up the type of numbers that these guys have, and also just done it consistently over a long period of time with one club. And the Saints, diehard fans, I'm one of them. And then the Packers, a very important kind of a legacy franchise in the NFL. Rodgers is always going to be a legend in Green Bay. As long as he doesn't do any stupid welfare stuff, Brett Favre. I can't even believe Brett Favre. Brett Favre was one of my heroes kind of growing up as a Saints fan. In the 90s, I remember it was John Madden, Pat Summerall.
Season long. In his head, in his voice, in his game. What do you want? Real players? You got it. High stats? You got it. Windowless passing? You got it. Madden, he's the man.
And I was always rooting for, Reggie White, Brett Favre, Sterling Sharp, and those guys to beat the Cowboys. And then kind of the early 90s, they struggled, but then mid 90s, but then kind of those late 90s years, they started to get it together. And of course, they won a title and went to the second one. But Favre was everything. He's big personality and everything else. So now you look at what's happening with them and it's just such a drain. But anyway, I digress. So we're looking at 2012 to 2018. I've showed a couple of these examples. I just picked out one from each player. This is the 2015 Prism, the blue Wave, and it's numbered out of 150. I've noticed that there's been some price drop. I wouldn't call it a drop because they're still priced, there's high bins on eBay, for example, but certain auctions that are out there, you can catch cards and even make offers on cards, and the prices are quite a bit lower than where they've been. This is a first year Optic 2016. It's the black Prism, if you will. It's numbered out of 25 and a 10. This one for Rogers is not numbered, but it's really cool. It's the stained glass cards, which, again, these are cards, they've just been so expensive. And this is an example, I feel like, of cards that have come down in price, depending on the circumstances. So this is 2018 Prism, stained glass. Rodgers and the Packers just aren't having a great year. So I'm really looking at the Rodgers stuff because he's finally looking a little bit human. He doesn't have the team that he typically does. And so it doesn't look like the Packers might not even make the postseason. And so I'm looking at kind of that Rodgers stuff. And then SGC 9.5s are kind of interesting because SGC 10s, they can still command a pretty big premium, but the 9.5s, man, it's just hilarious to me. Just half of a grade in the card, and I'm more focused on the card, not that grade. Even if this was an SGC 9, this is a case hit, not easy to find. It's not numbered, so there might be a billion of them, but you just don't see them too much, so I don't think there's a billion of them, and aesthetically, just like the card. So if you have cards like these, and maybe you have them on eBay, or maybe you have them on PWCC or wherever, contact me directly. These are three guys that I'm focused on. One card that I missed on here recently that I'm really kind of ticked at myself. I'll put a picture up on one of these sides. 2014 Prism Breeze, and it's the Saints logo card. It's numbered out of 50. And for these cards, they're beautiful cards, whether it be, I've got a red Prism, I've got all sorts of different kind of color parallels for these cards, but this one popped up and it's kind of blue and white, Saints logo kind of in the background. It's numbered to 50, and I missed on it. And there's a PSA 10, which they're just they don't pop up very much. And so I missed it. I'm bummed. If you have that card and you're looking to sell it, reach out to me. All right, you guys know I've also been targeting Stranger Things cards, mainly kind of those numbered autograph cards, really for kind of the major characters. There's not many different types of parallels, so it's orange numbered out of 99, it's green out of 50, it's purple out of 25, blue out of 10, and there's one of ones and stuff, which are very, very difficult to find. We do have one guy that popped up on eBay with some pretty rare stuff, and man, I posted about this on IG. This is the guy the I know what I've got guy, because he's got stuff priced for just huge numbers. I'm out on those prices, but he does have examples of stuff that is really, really cool. Shout out to Taking Trout on Twitter, who had tagged me on a card, that Dub Mentality, and I'll put kind of the picture up here. He found this card. It was a 2018 Topps. That's first year Stranger Things Topps. The Joe Keery auto. That's Steve Harrington. Both of my daughters have a huge crush on Steve Harrington, and so I've been kind of looking for these auto cards, and a lot of them have just I've been priced out of. And so this was one where Dub Mentality had said, like, wow, I just saw what these were selling for, kind of posted that on Twitter. And then I had said, Taking Trout had tagged me in it, like, oh man, you might be interested in this. I reached out, we made a deal just like that. So that's a card, it's numbered out of 50, but it was a redemption that is now expired. So essentially, if you open a 2018 hobby box of Stranger Things and you pull one of those, it's an expired redemption at this point. So it is numbered out of 50, but don't know exactly how many are actually out there, and there's a few characters where that's the case, which kind of makes those cards even more intriguing. So thank you to those guys on Twitter for making it all happen. And that's the sort of thing I really love and I get tagged on stuff all the time, Breeze cards, whether it be IG or on Twitter. People reach out like, hey, I've got this Breeze card or this, Tom Brady or whatever. Really appreciate you all doing it. These are the cards I'm really focused on. I'm going to go back to my vintage wish list in the summer, and then at the National, kind of leading up to the National. I want to see where things go with vintage as we get into 2023. Not that I think that market's going to bottom out or anything, but I just want to see kind of where some stuff is and, be pretty well funded going into the summer. And we'll see what happens on the vintage side. All right, guys, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.